Doing his wife's laundry, our MC, Gi Ba-dat, accidentally finds a train ticket to Mount Daliang hidden deep inside her coat pocket. And right then, he
finally realizes his wife secretly signed up for a 15-year volunteer teaching program behind his back. But what makes it even worse, the very guy she
used to be completely in love with is teaching there too. With only 2 weeks left until she leaves, she actually went and ended her pregnancy, losing their baby. She casually contacts her best friends, acquaintances, family, and former colleagues, throwing countless little farewell parties for herself all over town. Yet somehow, she never even bothered to tell her own husband she was leaving. With just 3 days left until departure, he quietly buys a train ticket, departing from the exact same station as her, but heading to a completely different destination. On departure day, he steps onto the train while his wife stares in absolute shock. Right then, he hands her the divorce papers, along with hard proof of the misconduct committed by the guy she's been pining for since she was just a student teacher. When Liu Nuyen walked out of that hospital building, he already knew deep down that their unborn child was completely gone. But somehow, he still pretends he knows nothing. Not a word. He watches her take her medication right in front of him, casually asking, "What's wrong with you?" Freezes for a second, then coldly replies that she caught a little cold. He doesn't expose her lies, only reminding her that since she's pregnant, there are certain pills she absolutely cannot take carelessly. Seeing his tone and expression remain so unbelievably calm, Liu Nuyen realizes something isn't quite right. All in the past, if she even mentioned feeling slightly unwell, he would instantly rush her to the clinic, blaming himself for not taking good enough care of her. But right now, he's just way too calm. She steps a bit closer, using her gentle, whiny voice. "Hubby, why aren't you happy?" He simply replies, "It's nothing. I'm going to take a shower first." She probably thinks she hit it perfectly, expecting absolutely zero suspicion or questions from him. Instead, she pulls a few boxes of leftovers out of the fridge, saying so softly, "Honey, I bought your absolute favorite meals, steamed crab and braised pork. Let me heat these up for you. You can eat as soon as you're done showering." Watching her busily put the food in the microwave, waiting for her some kind of praise, he just lets out a bitter laugh. But get this, does she really think he knows nothing? Secretly buying a ticket? Planning? To teach for 15 straight years without saying a word to him, ending her pregnancy, throwing countless farewell parties with other people. Honestly, these dishes are probably just leftovers from those very parties. Everything she's been doing lately hasn't been for him at all. After his shower, he glances at the microwave, noticing it isn't even plugged in. He just tells Liu Nuyen, "I have to work overtime tonight. You go to sleep first." Then he heads straight into the living room, tossing and turning all night. The next morning, Liu Nuyen knocks on his door loudly, her voice full of pure frustration. "Gi Ba-dat, why? Didn't you eat the food last night? Are you looking down on my kindness?" Pure silence. He had been up all night. His mind was already tense and exhausted, and now her harsh tone is just giving him an even worse headache. Losing whatever patience he had left, he coldly answers back, "You didn't even plug the microwave in. What was I supposed to eat?" Liu Nuyen looks a bit flustered, bites her lip, then turns back to the kitchen. "I'm making breakfast for you. Come eat." She's always been exactly like this. Whenever she does something that wrongs him, she treats him exceptionally well for a couple of days. After washing up, he sits at the dining table. Right in front of Liu Nuyen are bunny-shaped rice balls and rolled omelets, 2 dishes she used to make for him all the time when they first started dating. Just to apologize? He never expected she'd bring these out to make up for leaving. But the second she catches him staring at the food, Liu Nuyen quietly hides them behind her back, coldly saying, "Oh, this isn't for you." Then she opens the microwave, grabs those exact same leftovers from last night, and drops them right in front of him, saying, "You eat this instead." He completely freezes, staring at the cold, sour-smelling pile of food, then looks up at Liu Nuyen in utter disbelief. She just shoots him this incredibly annoyed look. "Why are you staring at me like that? I worked hard to buy this for you. Don't tell me you're going to throw it away. You have to finish it. Don't waste my good intentions."
Saying that, she packs up the rice balls and omelets, taking them with her on her way out. Before leaving, she casually reminds him, "I'll be home late tonight. No need to wait up for me. I'll buy your favorite food and bring it back." As the door shuts, he looks around the empty
house, casually dumping all that food straight into the trash. Then he grabs his phone, booking a train ticket for the exact same day as her. If she really wants to leave, then he's gonna grant her that wish. Game over. He and Leo Nguyen only got together because she actively chased him. Back then, he had just arrived at the school for work, immediately taking over the senior class to replace their old homeroom teacher. The students were furious, and even the other teachers had issues with it. Crazy, right? They rumored he was just some official's relative, here to snatch easy credit. He was totally isolated, accepted by no one, spending all day completely alone. That's exactly when Leo Nguyen showed up. She ignored all the rumors about him, didn't care at all about the other colleagues' judging stares, and was completely willing to stick by his side. She actually told him, "I know the school only swapped teachers because the old one had serious issues. This has nothing to do with you. With me here, you won't be alone." Just like that. They understood each other, fell in love. He prepared lesson, plans to help her out, bought her delicious food, and she would constantly go out of her way to pass by his classroom just to sneak a quick glance at him. They quietly dated, then finally got married. At their wedding, he promised to love and protect her for his entire life, never leaving her side. And yet, 8 years later, the one who wants to walk away first is actually her. Looking at the successful booking notification on his phone, he thinks to himself, this train is going to take him somewhere completely different from her. So let them be two parallel lines that never cross again, never seeing each other for the rest of their lives. That very night, Leo Nguyen sends him a message. She tells him that she says she's out singing with friends. I already know this is probably another farewell party she planned ahead. I just text back, "Are you home yet?" I don't care. I don't ask, and I definitely don't offer to pick her up. Lately, every 2 or 3 days, she goes out and doesn't get back until almost midnight. If I even try to rush her, she snaps right back at me. Can you just give me some personal space? I told you I'm hanging out with my friends. Aren't you tired of calling me constantly? You're that bored? Go do the laundry and mop the floor. There's so much to do around the house. Expect me to do it all? When she still loved me, she used to snuggle into my arms and whisper, "I just want to cling to you. Being with friends is never as fun as being with you. I don't care. I want to stick by your side forever. You're not allowed to hate me." But when the love fades, even a single word of care from me becomes a suffocating chain to her. If it's come to this, why should I keep bringing myself pain? 2:30 in the morning, while I'm half asleep, my phone suddenly rings. The screen flashes Leo Nguyen's name. In my hazy state, I accidentally press the answer button. Over on the other end is just a chaotic mix of loud music and people shouting. I call out her name a few times, but nobody answers. Looks like a pocket dial. A moment later, there's a sudden crash. Then I hear the voice of Leo Nguyen's best friend. Listen to what her friend says right here. "Nguyen, you're absolutely the goddess of pure love. You and Idang Tung haven't seen each other in years, yet with just one word from him, you drop everything to go teach for 15 years with him. But you're hiding. This from your husband? Aren't you scared he'll ask for a divorce?" Leo Nguyen has probably been drinking. Her voice is a bit slurred, but I can still hear her meaning perfectly clear. Divorce? Since I've already made this decision, I don't really want to keep going with him anyway. If I didn't think he was so desperately attached to me, I wouldn't have bothered playing this deeply devoted wife role before leaving. The other girls around her burst into laughter. True, you were the light of his life back then after all. I bet he won't even get mad. He might actually beg you not to divorce him. Leo Nguyen laughs out loud. Exactly. With the feelings he has? For me, if he knows I'm leaving for 15 years, he'd willingly wait another 15 years for me. I am completely wide awake now, scoffing. Light of my life? Does she think she's some kind of superhero? Sure, back then I was genuinely grateful that she stepped into my world. But just because of one orchestrated touching moment from years ago, expecting me to throw away my pride and turn into a loyal dog. By her side? I can't do that. That photo of Yadong Tong I stumbled upon? She's kept it hidden for so many years. Maybe because she's about to reunite with her precious first love, she brought it along to reminisce about her feelings all these years. In the picture is a teenager in a white shirt, a bright smile, hands in his pockets, tilting his head to reveal a mole. On his neck, I stare at it. It's in the exact same spot as the mole on my neck. Now I finally get why Liu Nu-yin always stared at me in a daze. Why she always asked about this mole during intimate moments. Why she always loved it when I wore white clothes.
Turns out, she was looking at someone else through me. So back then, when Liu Nu-yin went against everything to be with me,
Was it because she truly loved me? Or for some completely different reason? I don't know, but I've stayed by her side for 8 whole years. Throughout these 8 years, I've fully done my duty as a husband. I honestly feel like I don't owe her absolutely anything anymore. I decisively hang up the phone.
If she's firmly decided to abandon me, then I absolutely refuse to keep degrading myself for her any longer. That night, Liu Nu-yin
Doesn't come home. The next morning, the living room is bustling with conversation. I hear the voices of Liu Yin-yen's parents and younger sister. Nu-yin, I heard conditions up in the mountains are extremely harsh. Mom feels so bad for you. Just take all these things with you. If you need anything else, remember to tell me, okay? Oh, come on, Mom. My sister going to teach is a good thing. Why are you crying? Liu Nian's dad also speaks up. Nu-yin, are you really not planning to tell Badat? What if he doesn't agree to this? Liu Nu-yin stays silent for a very long time. Finally, she answers, I'm just going to leave without saying goodbye. Whatever happens after this is up to him to decide. Hearing that, everyone sighs heavily, but ultimately they still respect Liu Nu-yan's choice, even though it's totally unfair to Badat. You are our daughter after all. Of course your parents will support you. As long as you feel happy, that's all that matters. Liu Nu-yan's younger sister chimes in too. Sister, whatever you do, I'll support you too. After all, we are one family. One family? Then what about me, the guy who's been married to Liu Nu-yin for 8 whole years? Can you believe this? I'm still not qualified to be seen as their family. Before this, their vague distance always made me think it was because I just wasn't good enough. But actually, they intentionally kept their distance, terrified I'd take Yu Dangtang's place. Turns out, every single one of them knew Liu Nu-yin loved Yi Dongthang. I was the only one kept in the dark all these years. Right at this moment, I finally understand. Liu Nu-yin's decision to leave me wasn't some spur-of-the-moment impulse. It's the final result of a long, calculated thought process. I slide the door open. The entire room instantly falls dead silent. They stare in absolute shock as I step right out of the guest bedroom. Liu Yu-yen is even more horrified, her pupils shrinking violently. She goes completely rigid. It takes her a long time to regain her composure, pretending to ask, You're not going
to work? I reply calmly. My teaching schedule changed. I don't have any classes today. I told her about this schedule change ages ago. It's just...
She was so eager to see Ya Dongtang, she forgot completely. Then she asks, When did you wake up? Did you hear us talking? I step into the bathroom, a cold little smirk on my face. Say what? Seeing me look totally calm. Liu Nu-ying sighs in pure relief. Nothing. My parents just visited. They are leaving soon. Won't you stay for dinner? They wave their hands. No need. We are just dropping this off and heading out. Not bothering you two. They quickly hurry away.
Liu Nu-yin immediately starts ordering me around. Since you are not working, help me sort this stuff. My head hurts going to bed.
She drops that, walks into the room, and lies down. I just stare at the messy pile on the floor. Warm gloves, thermal clothes, blankets, toothbrushes, towels, and even a medical kit. I let out a dry chuckle, then leave the house, all alone. Just 3 days left. Today, the school leadership officially approved my transfer request. Now I have to go back and handle some office paperwork. A friendly teacher sighs at me, sounding pretty regretful. You transferring? So far away, does Miss Lu know? I just reply, she will know the day I leave. After packing up and heading home, Leo knew. Yan is still asleep.
That pile of stuff is completely untouched, and the phone sitting on the tea table just keeps ringing endlessly. I
Grab it out of reflex, trying my fingerprint to unlock it. Failed. Try the passcode. Wrong. You can see where this is going, right?
She is getting ready to leave me, so wiping my fingerprint and changing passcodes is totally normal. Maybe because Liu Yin ignored the texts.
The guy calls again. I actually answer it. A deep voice comes through. Liu Yin, I am picking you up the day after tomorrow. Once you are at
My place, I can take way better care of you. Oh, right. Liu Yin, can you pack some special outfits? You know I have been
out here almost 10 years. Country women have zero fashion sense. They look plain and boring. I already sent the pictures. Remember to bring
them along. Hearing me stay completely silent, the guy finally asks, Liu Yin, why aren't you speaking? Is he right there next to you? I smirk, slowly opening my mouth. He is asleep. Now it is his turn to go completely dead silent. Annoyed me, so I had to make him sting a little bit, and the result is exactly what I wanted. He immediately hangs up the phone. After I finish moving my bags into the guest room, Liu Yin finally wakes up. Seeing the messy pile on the floor, her anger just flares right up. Dot. I told you to clean the living room. Why didn't you do it? You promised marrying you would bring me happiness. Now I just ask you to organize these few things and you refuse? I look at her quietly. Ever since she decided to leave, she really changed. Impatient, hot-tempered. Even just looking at me makes her furious. I don't bother arguing back. Just saying, your phone kept ringing. Liu Yin's pupils shrink. She hastily slides into her slippers, running to grab the phone. Seeing the unread messages, she looks up, completely suspicious and guilty, staring right at me. You didn't read them, did you? I smile faintly. You changed your passcode. Even if I wanted to look, I couldn't. Hearing me bring up
this fact, Liu Yin stammers. I was just... She stutters for a while, but cannot find a single excuse. I don't want to hear her.
Useless explanations anyway. Just silently watching the pure guilt painted on her face. Then I coldly open my mouth. Liu Yin, actually, if you want to leave, I won't stop you. You really don't have to. Before I can even finish, Liu Yin cut me off in a panic. What nonsense are you talking about? How could I leave? Where would I even go? Stop listening to stupid rumors. My chest feels like water-soaked cotton, incredibly heavy and uncomfortable. This is classic Liu Yin. When suspected, she denies. When exposed, she argues back. When cornered, she instantly flips the script and blames everyone else. The air gets super tense. I break the awkward silence, asking directly, Liu Yin, you were planning to leave, right? She frowns. Leave where? Ki. Badat, since when did you get so paranoid? You are clearly the one in the wrong here. This time I cut her right off. What you said to your parents that day, I heard every single word. Liu Yin's heart suddenly skips a beat. A massive wave of panic rises up. What are you talking about? I calmly repeated. What you said to your parents that day, I heard everything. Liu Yin panics, stammering out. Ki Badak. I just said that casually. Do not believe it. I am definitely not leaving. Once again, I interrupt her, continuing to ask. Not leaving? Aren't you heading out to volunteer teach? Hearing this, Liu Yin acts like someone stepped on her tail, hastily explaining. The school arranged for me to go. I didn't tell you because I was afraid you would be sad. I am only going for 10 days or a month. I will quickly return. Really, I just feel so cold. Even now, she is still lying. Kibadat, do not forget you said. You would love me forever. Now I am just going to teach for a little while, and you cannot even wait? Do not forget back when you were completely isolated by everyone. I was the only one by your side. Married for years, and every single argument, she repeats this excuse just to force me to shut my mouth. But like I said, for the past 8 years, my debt to her is paid. I calmly reply, I know. You can go. I will not stop you.
I am too exhausted to argue anymore. Even now, Liu Nu-Ian still naively thinks I will just wait around for her.
Still deceives herself. Still wants to treat me as a backup plan, a safe spare tire. Even if 15 years passed, she is still completely confident.
She thought I would just stand here forever, keeping this house safe for her. But she was totally wrong. This time, I am absolutely done waiting around for her. On that very last day before leaving, I actually went and got the mole on my neck removed. Now there is just a tiny dark mark left that will heal up soon. Everything between Liu Nu-Yen and me was completely finished. On my final night before taking off, I just slept at a hotel. During that time, Liu Nu-Yen sent me a text, "Badat, I am only going away for a short while. Wait for me." I just ignored it. I called someone else. I asked him flat out, "Thanks, man, but is this intel actually solid?" He replied. He said he was transferred here because of this exact mess. If someone powerful was not backing them up, this scandal would have blown up ages ago. Good. I thanked him, promising to buy him dinner soon. I hung up. I stared at that text message from Liu Nu-Yen one last time. I typed a single reply. "I really hope you do not regret this." The very next day, Liu Nu-Yen and I bumped into each other at the train station. She was on a call, but immediately hung up, walking over. She sounded pretty thrilled. "Badat, did you come to see me off?" "I knew it. You were just throwing a fit. How could you ever divorce me?" I looked right at her. "I am not here to see you off." Liu Nu-Ian grabbed my arm, completely refusing to believe a single word I said. "If you are not seeing me off, then what are you even doing here?" The crowd walked past us, and my luggage finally caught her eye. She saw the 2 suitcases sitting behind me and furrowed her brows. "What is the meaning of this? Do you want to go volunteer teach too?" I gave a pretty vague nod, something like that, except she was heading to the mountains, while I was transferring to a village school as vice principal. If she had even a tiny bit of guilt before, it completely vanished the second she thought I was tagging along. She lost it right there in public. "Kỹ Badak, are you insane? I am going to teach. Why do you have to follow me? We have been married for 8 whole years. Do you really lack that much faith in me? Can you not give me just a little freedom and trust?" Fine. I know I was wrong. I was wrong to hide this from you, but I was just so afraid you would disagree. Did you really have to turn this into a massive mess? Her eyes were totally red as she kept blaming me. She acted like I was some sick control freak stopping her from doing a good deed for the country. People around us were whispering. My train was arriving soon. Since I had already decided to leave, I really did not want to argue in public anymore. Now watch this backfire. Right in front of everyone, I pulled a stack of photos out of her bag and gave a cold smirk. Is this not it? Is this not the real reason you wanted to go teach? Then I pulled out an abortion certificate and shoved it right in her face. Liu Nu-Yen froze. I will not say anything else, but do not treat me like an absolute idiot. Our goals were clearly never on the same page to begin with. Once I arrive, I will send you the divorce papers. Oh right, I will attach your little secret too. No need to thank me. I finished talking. I grabbed my luggage and boarded the train heading the exact opposite way. As it slowly rolled out, I saw Liu Nu-Yen get on hers too. The timing was finally perfect. I organized the documents my friend sent me last night and forwarded her a copy. Not long after, she texted me. She demanded to know what this was. I ignored her. Instead, I forwarded that same file straight to the Education Bureau. 30 minutes later, my phone rang. Liu Nu-Yen was calling. I picked up, and a wildly frantic, screaming voice blasted through the receiver. "Badat, what is the meaning of this?" Just because I went to teach, you have to make up lies to frame Yi Dongtang? I have known him for so many years. He is absolutely not that kind of person. I really misjudged you. I never expected you to invent such pathetic lies just to keep me around. She hung up, but after 8 years together, I knew her perfectly. If she truly believed him that much, she never would have called to question me. That would also be our final phone call. I blocked every single way she could contact me. I just closed my eyes, letting the memories wash over me. You know how memories work. They suddenly rushed back from so long ago. Back then, I was getting ready to propose to Liu Nu-Yen, wanting to surprise her. I purposely ignored her calls, terrified I would accidentally spoil the secret. But after a whole day without reaching me, Liu Nu-Yen did the unexpected. She actually asked every single friend of ours,
Since my friends were warned, they all said they had not seen me. She panicked, assuming the absolute worst.
Thinking I was in danger, she actually ran to the police station to file a report. After finding out it was just a misunderstanding, Liu Nuyen held me. She was crying so hard she could barely speak. "I thought something happened to you. Why did you not answer my calls?" she cried, hitting my chest. My heart completely melted right then. I held her face and promised her, "From now on, I will never let myself miss a single call from you."
I will always let you find me. I will not let you feel this sad again, so please stop crying. But 8 whole years had passed by.
The promise remained, but the love had long been totally eroded by time. Getting off the train, the local leaders gave me a pretty warm welcome. They took me to my new place. Even though it was a rural village, recent economic pushes meant the village roads were nicely paved with solid concrete.
People's lives were not too incredibly difficult anymore. It was just that most teachers strongly preferred working in the big city instead of out here.
The ones transferred here usually found a way to leave fast. Because of that, elementary teachers here were getting rarer by the day.
Sometimes a single teacher had to handle multiple subjects. The person co-teaching my class was a pretty young female teacher named Jang Yo-ki. She had just graduated from university. I asked her why she actually chose to come all the way out here. She told me this was her hometown. "Everyone helped send me out to study," she said, "so I naturally had to return and guide the next generation." Then she asked me, "What about you, sir? How long do you actually plan to stay before leaving?" I honestly didn't know how to answer that. Maybe she noticed my hesitation, so she
Didn't push it. After spending a few quiet days here, the pure innocence of the kids and the incredible warmth of the neighbors totally won me over. There was even a moment I actually thought about staying in this place for good, especially since the kids brought me all sorts of little handmade toys every single day. The locals were so incredibly welcoming, constantly inviting me over for dinner. Nobody pushed me away. It felt like right. From the very second I stepped foot here, they treated me like family. But I never expected Liu Nuyen to actually reach out to me.
Me, over the past few days. She must have finally seen Yai Dangtan's actual reputation at that volunteer school for herself. And then she
realized the files I sent weren't made up at all. Using a completely unknown number, she sent me a massive text message. It really was basically just her finally admitting she was wrong about me. She also tried to explain why she hid her sudden obsession with volunteering. Turns out, she had totally offended the main school leaders. That's the exact reason she was suddenly sent away to teach and got completely isolated. Feeling completely rejected herself, she felt pretty sorry for me when I was getting isolated too. She claimed that back in those days, she just couldn't even take Yang Dong's side. But somehow, my presence made up for her old regrets. Only now did she finally uncover the actual hidden truth.
Dang Tung was actually transferred for secretly harassing the female teachers. He should have been fired completely, but thanks to his very shady background connections,
He just got pushed out to a remote area. Surprisingly enough, he hasn't changed one single bit here, acting like some untouchable little king. And even worse,
the guy is already married. But here's the thing. I actually knew all this stuff a long time ago. Ever since I found Liu Nuyen's bus ticket, I quietly
looked right into Yang Tang. A college buddy of mine who actually grew up around here helped me dig into his past. My friend basically said there was absolutely no need to investigate. Everyone here knows exactly who he is. He spends his days constantly harassing the female students and teachers, making parents terrified to send their kids to school. Female teachers refuse to work here because of him. And get this, during his very first month, he actually got a female co-worker pregnant. That kid has got to be almost a full year old by now. So what exactly is real love anyway? Liu Nuyen and I were happily married for 8 whole years, but just because of one single word from Yi Dangfang, she easily threw me out, away to run off to this remote place. Liu Nuyen and Yi Dangfang were first loves, but one married me, while the other had a kid with someone else. Is that supposed to be love? Maybe it is, but they clearly don't want just one person. I turned to my phone.
Off right as Zheng Yorqi walked over. She said her grapefruits were ripe and told me to come pick a couple to eat. So I
agreed. On the way back, I really never expected to run into Liu Nuyen, though I wasn't entirely shocked she showed up here. We're together for so long,
Sharing accounts and our mutual friends, she just had to ask around to find out exactly where I was. Still, after only 2 weeks apart, she looked incredibly exhausted and pale. Her eyes were completely bloodshot. The very second she saw me, she teared up immediately. She stepped
Forward, trying to grab my hand, but seeing my totally cold stare, she froze and pulled it right back. But Dad, can you please just forgive? Me? I can explain all of that to you. I was totally tricked too. After getting to this point, she still actually wants to use being tricked as an excuse to defend herself. But it really is like that old saying, one willing to hit, the other perfectly willing to just take it. If Ya Deng Tan wasn't already married, if he didn't already have a kid, and if she hadn't suddenly
realized she was getting played, would she have ever come looking for me? I asked her that straight out. Lia Nuyen avoided my eyes.
knew the real answer, but still tried to lie. Padat, I really do love you. She claims she loves me, but does she even have the right to?
Talk about love? Lian Yin, the exact moment you got rid of our child, you stopped loving me completely. Please don't keep lying to your own self.
Anymore. In the end, she and Yan Dongtang are exactly the same kind of people. They can't let each other go, but won't accept being wronged themselves. Lu Nuyen panicked and grabbed onto me. That's not true. I never even thought about divorcing you. I shook my head.
Voice totally cold. No, you just didn't think we would actually get divorced. You are absolutely convinced that I would never, ever leave you.
Watch this moment. Liu Nuyen, we are totally done. If you didn't come here to talk about a divorce, then please just leave right now. Even though I don't have solid proof of your cheating, after just 2 years of separation, I can easily file for a one-sided divorce. Standing beside me, Jang Nor-ki heard all this and probably figured out why I came here. She glared at Liu Nuyen and said coldly, "You already ate, but you still want to
Peek at the cooking pot. Back in the old days, a woman like you would be chased right out of town in absolute disgrace." Her words were pretty harsh, but totally accurate. I honestly couldn't hold back a laugh. Lia Nuyen looked over at me and then stared at this woman in her early 20s. Standing right beside me, she instantly let go of me and rushed right at Zhang Yuerqi. "Who are you? Why are you with my husband?" Zhang Yuerqi wasn't scared at all, answering calmly, "I am Mr. Kai's co-worker." "Co-worker?" Liu Nuyen narrowed her eyes, her gaze sweeping right past me, and Yang Nyuk-hee, before finally landing on the big grapefruits we were holding. Gibadat? Unbelievable. I knew it. Why else on earth would you ever run off to a remote place like this? It's because of her, isn't it? You want to divorce me just for her, right? I was really starting to get super annoyed. She was just making crazy assumptions and causing a totally pointless scene. With all the neighbors around, any wild rumors would just make things... Her words get way too ugly. I step right in front of Zhang Yuerqi, delivering a pretty cold warning. "Do you think everyone is like you? I came here just because I never want to see you again. It involves absolutely no one else." I had never raised my voice at Liu Nuyen quite like this. She freezes up, tears well in her eyes as she cries out, "Badat, it is my fault. Stay as long as you want. I will wait. Let us not get divorced. I will wait forever." Saying that, she tries to lunge in and hug me. Suddenly, a voice booms out from right behind her. "Grab!" Onto Liu Nuyen. Yi Tang furiously yanks her hair, forcing her to let go of me. "Nuyen, didn't you just say you liked me?" "Why are you leaving me? This is the very first time I'm seeing Yadong Tang. He's massive, with this huge swollen beer belly and narrow, cloudy eyes. That mole on his neck is buried under 2 layers of fat, sprouting a weird black hair. Compared to the handsome guy in the photo, it is like night and day. 10 years have passed. Time didn't just change their feelings for each other, it completely ruined his physical appearance too. Liu Nuyen thrashes around, desperately trying to break free from Yi Dangtang's tight grip. But how could a woman's strength possibly compete with him? She cannot fight him off at all. She looks exactly like a helpless little sparrow, posing zero threat to anyone. Her only option is to turn her desperate eyes toward me, begging for help. "Badat, save me! Please save me!" I watched this pathetic little drama unfold with total indifference, calmly asking her, "Did
You not say you would never regret this? That night, after I sent the message, she was the one who replied that she had absolutely zero regrets.
Now check out this flashback. I really never expected Yi Dong-thang to track me down that day. I just watched that chair struggling under his massive weight. Terrified it would collapse at any second. I was pretty curious. My friend said his hometown was in a super poor area, so how on earth did he manage to live there for 10 whole years and still stay that well fed? Despite being quite curious, I still asked him what he wanted with me. Yi Dong-tang just crossed his legs, getting straight to the point. You reported me, right? I didn't deny it. He just smirked, saying, honestly, he never even wanted to stay in that middle of nowhere place anyway. There's nothing there, just a bunch of stupid rural folks. I only glanced at them a couple times, and they called it harassment. Honestly, I've never seen anyone more completely idiotic. Not like city girls with small waists and long legs. They're amazing to look at. I frowned, really not understanding what point he was trying to make with these words. Does he somehow not grasp that harassing women and forcing female teachers is actually a very serious offense? Or does he somehow think that getting reported means he gets a free ticket right back too? The city? Clearly he believes the latter. It really seems like living up in those mountains for so many years has completely rotted his brain. He has clearly forgotten even the most basic laws. Seeing me stay totally quiet, he rubs his belly, flashing this incredibly weird smile. But hey, you actually made me lose my job. Shouldn't I retaliate a little bit? Tonight, your wife belongs to me. After dropping that threat, he turns around and leaves just as absurdly and suddenly as he arrived. That night, I could hear the absolutely miserable screams coming from Leo.
New Ian, along with the sound of Yi Dong-tang's twisted whipping. I paid it no mind. Just turned on white noise on my phone.
Put on headphones, and went to sleep. The next morning, Yi Dong-tang strutted proudly past my door. On the bed, Liu Nu Ian lay there, her eyes
Totally empty, tears falling down. She looked at me, weakly whispering an apology. After that, Liu Nuyen handed over a video showing Yi Dong-tang coercing
her to the education department. Before this, they had already received multiple reports about him harassing teachers and students, but since it was a rather sensitive issue requiring solid proof, they couldn't act immediately. But with this video, combined with the fact that Liu Nuyen had barely arrived at the school before this incident happened, the board instantly paid attention. They investigated much deeper, simultaneously dismissing him from his post and pressing criminal charges against Ya Dong-tang's uncle, the guy who had been covering for him this whole time. Ya Dong-tang was then formally brought to court. During the trial, his own wife and child actually came out to testify. She stated she was forced to marry him after giving birth, and that both she and the child were constantly abused. The scars on their bodies served as absolutely undeniable proof. After that, multiple other victims. You will love this outcome. Everyone he harmed stepped up to report him one by one. The result? He's facing life in prison, never seeing the outside world ever again. As for Liu Nuyen, right after Yi Dong-tang got formally arrested, she just left me a handwritten letter, along with a fully signed divorce paper. She wrote that she would be heading back to school to continue teaching. I made the wrong choice once, and I don't want to mess up again. That I'm going to change, so please wait for me. I just sighed, tucked the divorce paper away, and tossed that letter straight into the trash. 2 years later, I received a call from Liu Nuyen. Her voice was incredibly cautious, almost like she was terrified I would instantly hang up. By that, have you been doing well lately? I replied that I was doing quite well, planning to stay here permanently. Silence hung on the other end for a moment before she asked, "Is it because of her? That girl?" I had already forgotten the past, finding enough patience to explain that it was simply because I liked this place. The kids here need me. She choked up. Bah. Dad, I know you still haven't forgiven me. Back then, I really shouldn't have left you for a guy like him. I completely regret it now. Let's just remarry. For the past 2 years, I haven't been happy at all. I always wanted to contact you, but I was so scared. Scared you would say that you no longer loved me. Scared you never wanted to see my face again. It's been 2 whole years. Can we please just start over?
I flatly rejected.
Liu Nguyen, I don't love you anymore. That's the simple truth. But I also don't blame you anymore either. Time cannot magically erase
Everything. But it can help a person become peaceful, learning how to accept things. On the other end of the line, she burst into tears like an absolute madwoman. Poor, freshly abandoned Badat. It turns out the one person who just could not walk away was me. After making everything totally clear to Liu Nguyen, I straightforwardly
Told her, if that is absolutely everything, I am hanging up now since I have a class to teach. Hearing only her heavy silence, I just firmly ended.
The call right there. Then Jang Yor-ki walked in holding a huge bag of candy, reminding me about the sweet promise I made those kids earlier. Do not forget it. I thanked her, grabbed my heavy stack of books, and stepped right into the classroom. Spotting the candy bag, the students instantly jumped up, cheering for Teacher Ki. They yelled out that they loved me. I laughed and signaled the monitor to pass the sweets around. The kids were super grateful, and as for me, I felt like I finally found my real worth. You see, there are actually things in this world way more valuable than just romance. That lingering question that Gang
Nyoki once asked me. I finally have the absolute answer now. I will use my own small strength to guide these wonderful kids right out of these mountains.
pure, peaceful melody.